Welcome, Econ students. We're going to talk today about your money. This is usually everybody's favorite lesson and unit because we really get into personal budgets and credit cards and stuff that interests you. So feel free to shoot me a Schoology message if you have any questions or didn't understand anything about today, because I do have to kind of go a little bit fast because I know you guys don't have a long enough attention span if we spent forever talking about credit cards. Just a few terms to get us started when it comes to money. If you want to write these down in your notes or just refer back to these notes when the test comes. Expenses, that's just money you spend and save, right? We all have expenses that we have to pay. Balance is the amount of money you have left over after you subtract your expenses. And a surplus is good. That's all the money you have left over. Deficit is bad. We don't want a deficit. That's going to occur when your expenses are more than your income, which would lead to debt. Types of income. This for sure you want to write down. Disposable income. There's two types. This is the money that remains after all your taxes have been paid. So when you go home with that paycheck from your work, it's going to be your disposable income. That's going to pay your cell phone bill, your car insurance, buy your McDonald's, buy clothing, that type of stuff. All the needs that you guys have. Discretionary income is the fun stuff. Yeah, let's just spend whatever we want. That's going to be on our luxury items. And it's so hard. I don't know about you guys, but now that we're distance learning, I love to order Jimmy John's. That would go under discretionary income. Our money supply that we look at all the time, that's going to include cash, coins, and balances held in checking and savings accounts. So the money supply just means the amount of money that's kind of floating around, okay? Right now our money supply is pretty low because of COVID. People aren't spending as much. People are spending more on groceries and products like that, but when it comes to that discretionary spending, it is not happening. And I know economists are getting worried for the holiday season push. Are people going to spend as much money as we need them to, like they did in the last few years? So the money supply doesn't include those savings or long-term financial decisions. So that's going to be like your mortgages on your house. Or maybe you have a lot of money put in savings that you've been holding on to bring to college someday. So the money supply is only going to include active stuff that's out there. The hard part is coins. I don't know about you guys, but I have a huge bottle at home filled with coins that are just sitting in there. And I save it and I go get it turned in every year for the state fair. Well, we didn't have it last year, so my bottle of coins is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So coins are in the money supply, but people aren't using coins like they used to. Credit. What is credit? This is a big one for you guys. You guys are all turning 18, if not already 18, and everyone's going to ask you, do you want a credit card? Do you want to save 10% today if you open up a credit card? The answer is no. You should think about it. So credit's borrowing money now, but then you have to repay it later. It's not free money. One of my girlfriends in college, her dad gave her a credit card for emergency uses. Well, she racked up so much money on that credit card. She clearly didn't have econ in high school. She didn't know she had to repay it back. Her dad cut up the credit card and said, you get no more access to this until you pay it back. I think it took her 5 years to pay it all off. She bought a lot of stuff. When it comes to credit, there's a few terms, okay? So a lender is the one who's lending you the money. So I have a Visa credit card. Visa's giving me that money to use every month. The borrower is the one who receives the loaned money. That would be me. The credit rating is the likelihood that I'm going to pay back that money to Visa. And defaulting means I can't pay it back each month. That's bad. You don't want to default. So when it comes to a credit rating, this is what I get all the time. Everyone asks me, what is a credit rating anyways, okay? So just imagine all of us are hanging out, okay, with a number above our head. That number is our credit rating, and that number just tells every bank, credit card, cell phone company how likely you are to pay back your bill. If your number is high, you are an awesome person to loan money to. If your number is low, good luck getting a car or a cell phone. You guys start building your credit the second you turn 18 and get that first credit card. So my biggest piece of advice is if you go off to college or if you're moving out of your parents' house, just get a credit card and just use it on gas or something you know you can pay off each month. In college, I had a credit card and I just used it for my books. College books are so expensive, but then I would just pay it off at the end of each month. You never want it to roll over to the next month, because if you let that amount roll over to the next month, you have to pay interest on it. Few more terms. Collateral is the property or another valuable item that the borrower takes to have security for that loan. So you hear these horror stories of people not being able to pay their loans back, and they'll come and take your car. And they're like, we're going to hold on to your car until you pay your loan. So that's kind of what collateral is. And I'm sure you guys do collateral with your siblings all the time. Like, you can use this, but I'm going to keep your best stuffed animal until you give it back to me. I don't know. That's just an example. Principal is just the amount of money you initially owe. That's all it is. It's nothing huge. I'm going to give you one example here of a credit card. So let's just say you charge a new computer and TV at Best Buy for $2,000. You're going off to college, you need a new computer and TV. Your Best Buy credit card has an interest rate, that's what APR is at 18%. So that means if you can't pay back the full $2,000 at the end of the month, you get charged 18% every single month until you pay that back. Okay? So every month you're paying $80. That's all you can afford. That's the minimum payment. It'll take you probably 10 years to pay off that new computer and TV, and you'll have paid an extra $1,142 in interest. No way. Pay off your credit cards at the end of the month. Do emergencies happen? Yes. But you are too young to have to worry about that and going into debt. So that is my advice for you today, is pay off those credit cards at the end of the month. All right, that's kind of our intro to money. We'll get more into it here coming up in the next few weeks.